Hi everybody, happy Easter weekend to you and welcome from a very warm and sunny Pidwa. I'm out and about on the reserve today on what should have been the first full day for our new student group. Very sadly and for obvious reasons they can't be with us. South Africa is about halfway through our government lockdown. I know a situation that many of you find yourselves in as well. Luckily, however, reserve life continues. The work continues, the monitoring continues, and best of all, the nature continues. And I have just come across a very active elephant dung. So I would like to take the opportunity just to bring some of this nature and life on the reserve to you there at home, especially for those of you who should have been with us this week, next week, and in the coming months. Please just bear with me in terms of the camera work here. I'm much more used to talking to a vehicle full of 10 eager faces than to a camera screen. In fact, I've got my camera just resting here on the door of the vehicle. So I'm going to do my best with the camera, but without further ado, let's get the camera off of me and onto the wildlife. Let's see what's happening at that elephant dung. So we've got a hive of activity here at this elephant dung. There can be around 16,000 beetles in one dung actually, which is why it's important not to drive over them. So you can see these guys busy collecting up their dung. Obviously these specifically are dung beetles. There's around 800 different species of those, however, so it's hard for me to tell you exactly which ones we have here. But the beetles come under the insect order of Coleoptera. Easily the largest and most diverse of all the insect orders. About 370,000 have been named worldwide. Okay, this one working his dung into a ball shape, you can see here. So as far as the dung beetles go, we do get what you call generalists and specialists. Some prefer elephant dung. Some of the smaller ones actually prefer small herbivore dung, but as a general rule, most of them always prefer herbivore dung. Around 75% of them would choose herbivore dung to work with instead of carnivore scat. Oh, maybe a challenge there. No, he's thought better of it. So the beetles find these dung piles initially using both sight and smell, and soon after arriving get to work on forming the balls. These are formed for a number of reasons, mainly either for food, perhaps even to share with a mate, but also used as what we call a brood ball, and that's one in which they lay their larvae. So the male attracts his mate with the ball shape that he creates, and then she lays just the one egg on the ball, which she then pats down to push a bit further in. She can lay up to 60 eggs in a season, so that's a lot of balls that these males need to make. So we can see some competition here. This incoming beetle, who's actually just successfully fended off now, that's what we call a kleptocoprid, which means that it rather steals other beetles' balls in which to lay larvae instead of making its own. But most of the beetles here are what we call telecoprids. Here's one in action. Telecoprid means that they roll the dung away from the initial site and they'll either feed on it or bury it away from where they found it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the sighting of the beetles there busy at work. Carrying out a very important role ecologically as well, cycling nutrients through the soil with that dung as well as burying the eggs of internal parasites. We've also had some giraffes that have joined us while we've been busy with the beetles there. I'm just going to move, hopefully you can see them behind me here. I'm just going to try and zoom in there. Hopefully I'm on the giraffe. There's some females with some youngsters there. Tower of giraffe. All right, I'm going to carry on and see what else I can find.